Hey, beautiful people. I'm hungry. You hungry? All right, let's make some chicken pot pie from scratch because it's that time of the year and it's just so dang good. For this recipe, you can use any part of the chicken that you like, or you can go to the store and get a rotisserie chicken if you just don't feel like making it or you just don't have time. I totally get it. I use chicken thighs because I love how they taste and they're just so versatile. You can use them in any recipe. I also take off the skin because I don't like how it tastes in the pie filling, but if you like it, go ahead and leave it on. I throw this in the air fryer at 425 for around 15 minutes on each side. And then after it's all cooked up, I shred it all up, put that to the side to add to the recipe later on. When it comes to my vegetables, I like to chop them really small. I just don't like large chunks in my pie filling. But if you like them larger, go ahead and cut them according to the way that you like it. Now we're moving on to the pie crust. If you have a food processor, I highly recommend you use it on this part of the recipe because it will be so much easier and so much faster to use one. I went old school and just used this potato masher, and it does take a lot longer. You just have to scrape it every few minutes to make sure you get those big chunks out so that you can well incorporate them. I also use the second one to try and speed the process up a little more. I do want to give a shout out to my favorite YouTube cooker. He calls himself Preppy Kitchen. He taught me how to make so many different things, including this recipe. I just change up his ingredients a little to make it healthier. Then you're going to knead out your dough and start with flouring your surface and knead it out until you can't knead anymore. And then you're going to slice this into two parts. Roll out each part into a ball, and then you're going to wrap that with plastic wrap and put that in the refrigerator for at least an hour, and it could stay up to 3 days. And you can also freeze it, and that'll last for months. Then you want to cook up your pie filling. You're going to throw that in a pan. Your vegetables that you chopped up, you're going to throw that in a pan, and you're going to cook those up until they're pretty much soft, until they've softened. And then you're going to add in your flour and make sure that's well incorporated before adding any of your wet ingredients like your chicken broth and your heavy whipping cream. Then look at the recipe and the caption so you know what seasonings I used. And you're going to roll out your dough and of course grease your pan so nothing sticks, but this is a lot of dough. If you don't want that much, cut off all of the excess. I love how this crust tastes, and this is a no waste household, so I use it. Right here, I'm incorporating the shredded meat and the peas. One thing to note is that you want to keep your peas frozen until this very last step right here. Then you're going to add that pie filling to your first laid down pie crust. And then you're going to add that second crust layer. You're going to cut like a T in it to vent the pie. And you can brush this with either heavy cream or you can use egg yolks, which is what I used. Throw this in the oven at 425 and bake it for 20 minutes. And then lower the heat to 350 and bake that for 40 minutes or until it is golden brown. I hope you enjoy this.